I went down here all afternoon playing with different guns. But one of the things I did before I came down was to load up 10 of the 351 with Magnum primers. Exact same load as my regular, but this is 16.5 grades of 4227. So exact same load, exact same bullet. The only difference between them was the primers. Because Gun Geek had been having some problems with that 401 erratic and not burning clean and stuff. So I was thinking it was an ignition problem. So I thought, just out of curiosity, I'd try Magnum primers. I've never had a problem with 4227. I've always considered it, not a difficult to ignite powder. So I've never used the Magnums. I like it because it meters really well. Well, like I say, I've never considered it hard to ignite, but in his 401, it wasn't burning clean. He'd end up with unburnt powder in the gun. Now, I don't have that problem. The most, I'll get a little soot on the cases. Not real uncommon on a blowback type of action. And even that, it's not very much. So, but just out of curiosity, I thought, well, I'll try and see if there's a change. Me thinking, if anything, it was going to tighten it up and maybe be a little higher velocity. But it's amazing. I got to figure out a reason why it does this, but I was running, 9 rounds in my 10-round mag, shooting the first 5 rounds. I've kind of explained that before, but one of these days I'll go into the reasoning behind that. It's a long, drawn-out thing, and to me it's enough that I know. If I have to explain it, it's going to be a long video that's going to be of little interest to many people. Anyway, so I went and loaded 10 of them with the Magnum primers, 10 of them with the standard primer. And the results are kind of funny. I ran it twice, 2 strings of 5 on each one. And both times, I end up with the standard primers are actually running like 50 feet per second faster than the Magnum primers. It actually dropped the speed with the Magnums. Very consistently. It's funny because my speed, normally I'm running like 1550 with the standard primers. With those Magnums, very difficult to break 1500. It hit, the one time it was 1503 average, but most time it's 1400s or right around 1500. But with the standard primers, I'm getting 1550. Only once did it drop below 1550. 1548. Confusing. The theory is the Magnum primers, it's a hotter spark. That it should ignite faster, but maybe igniting faster isn't the thing it really wanted. It's perfectly happy with the standard primers, which is good. Another puzzler. One of the guns I was shooting was a Nagant. Now, I had always heard that this Russian ammunition was much hotter than the PPU. Well, boy, I didn't find that at all. Now, I don't know, I can't read what it says on here in that nonsense, but if these are the hot rounds, they ain't that hot. My reloads are much faster find that page. I've been doing a lot of testing. Yeah, the average speed of the Russian ones, of these factory. And the first time I shot one, I honestly stopped, took the cylinder out, and looked to make sure it didn't stay in the barrel. Because there's nothing to write home about. But the average was 568. You know, that ain't moving that fast. Now my reloads are going, you know, and that's the cast reloads that I've been making for quite some time, using Bullseye. They were going 881.3 average. Well, you know, it surprised me. Like I say, I actually took the gun apart after the first one, thinking there's got to be something wrong. But, you know, because I'd swear even that PPU was stronger than these. So it might be that this is some training ammunition. But, I don't know. You know, because that's the regular Russian writing on it. The only thing it's got a target paint, you know, on here. Maybe it's like their target, or maybe it's like a training ammunition. I don't know. But just for demonstration's sake, I'll give you the first one is going to be one of the Russian ones, and the second one will be one of my reloads. You know, that's like a 22. You know, it's altogether different. So I don't know the actual story there. But, you know, when people say, ooh, that Russian stuff is hot, if this is what they're talking about, they are sadly mistaken. It's brass, you know, so it might be reloadable, but I think it's that Berdan primer. I won't know until I can peek inside. But they are not a ball of fire. Well, I guess that's the only real odd. You know, I was sighting in some other stuff and doing a lot of monkeying around. See there, my average for them last 10 shots, 1562. Yeah. So I guess, at least for me, Magnum primers aren't the thing. You know, I've heard people say, ooh, I shoot nothing but Magnum primers. You know, I think maybe it might be a little pointless. You know, it costs you like that penny more. But I really was surprised. I could see if there wasn't any difference. But to actually have the standard primers faster, that's a puzzler. But I like those puzzlers. And one of these days, if I feel real ambitious, I'll sit down and explain the whole deal about 9 rounds, shooting 5, and the variations with the 5-round mag. You know, it's, like I say, it's a limit to like maybe 5 people are interested. And to do a half-hour video for 5 people, sometimes it's just enough that I know what's going on.